Hello and welcome to Hump Hangout on the Valentine's Day episode, 483, on the 14th of February, 2024. And also like where Adam is again running in the woods and without reception. So yeah, hope you had a good Valentine's Day, or are just preparing for the dates and stuff, with your bestie. In Austria at the moment, on the countryside as well. And no Valentine's date for me, but I will have a lovely
Yeah,
massage on Friday. And I think that's 10 times better than a Valentine's Day. How you today, Bradley?
I'm good, man. I'm here. Adam's not here. He's off running in the woods again. And we always use that as a joke, but he's tied up somewhere else. And so we're here and yeah, I'm back on top of the mountain, back in my RV again. Fortunately, the weather is turning nice, so that's a good thing. But I'm here and I'm ready to answer some questions. I know we had a few announcements to get through and all that too, so let's jump right to it.
All right. First one, we definitely have a deal where we have a coupon code called Semantic, and you basically get 5% off on Reddit.com. It's one of the marketplaces where Bradley is hosting his services as well. And yeah, highly recommended coming from Bradley. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, just go check it out. Vetted with three T's. That's VETTTED. You can check it out. There's a coupon code you can use, Semantic, which will give you 5% off. It's for any service, not just mine. Certainly, you can use it for my services as well. But yeah, check it out. Trying to push more people over to the Vetted platform just because it's been a good platform and additional source of revenue for me and more exposure for us at Semantic Mastery. So, what's up, guys? I see a few of you in chat. What's up, David?
Sweet.
Hello, Cecilia. What's next,
Um,
Chris?
what's the status on the directory hybrid agency training?
Coming together. In fact, I was just working on today the SOP for the remarketing campaign so that when the business owners in whatever industry you've selected for your directory agency interact or engage with any of your directory branded assets, your directory brand in any shape or form, they then go on a remarketing list. And we've been developing a few different lead magnets for re-engaging. So just to be clear, this is a way to keep our brand, the directory agency brand, in front of our business owner prospects. Okay, so I'm working on the SOP for that now. We've developed a few lead magnet products that we can send people to. These are companies or business owners that have already been added to the directory, either because they were added by us intentionally and then we did cold outreach to start trying to initiate communication with them, or they found the directory via inbound marketing, or from my directory being ranked, I get a lot of inbound leads from that. And then they submitted or requested to submit their company to the directory. Those are the people that are going on this particular remarketing list. So the goal is to keep the brand in front of them, because after they have replied to either our cold outreach initially, or if they had submitted their company information to be added to the directory. So however they got into our funnel, so to speak, we then go through a process of optimizing their directory listing to a standard level. It's not premium optimization, it's just standard optimization level. And then we go through an email sequence to try to deliver that optimized directory listing to them, and then also pitch them on our initial marketing services. If they get through that sequence without becoming a client, booking a call, etc., then that's when they're on this free marketing list, which then basically sends them, when they click the remarketing ads, to various lead magnet funnels that then they opt in, and that basically is the signal or the notification to us that they haven't pulled the trigger yet, but they're still interested, if that makes sense. So I've been working on that SOP today. Should have that actually done by tomorrow. Really glad to have that done. And then I've still got like two or three more updates to do on some SOPs, and then we're just pulling everything together. I think we're going to be meeting my partner and partners, well, Adam, at least one of us, and then perhaps my partner at Tree Care HQ are all going to be meeting in person, maybe at the end of this month, to kind of develop that the first part of this DHA program, like for the launch, essentially. So, long way to say, a lot of this stuff is coming together. It's the first half of the program is what we're going to launch with first, and we're probably just a couple of weeks away from having it ready to go. So. I'm excited about it. It's been a lot of work.
Cool.
By the
Love
way,
it.
I started working on this, just so everybody understands. I started working on this in January of 2022, or excuse me, 2023. So we're talking about 13 months, 13 and a half months of development. And it's still not ready. And the only reason why we haven't launched is because of me. It's all, I've been slow to get everything fully done, developed, but it's coming together, and all of this has been battle tested, and that's the good thing. Like, this is not theory. This is in the trenches stuff. So this is going to be valuable for our
Just
audience.
shows how much time the people will actually save and like all the trouble, like they literally getting a shortcut right to that position.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right. This is definitely, I mean, God, I wish I had had something like this when I got started, even a few years ago. I mean, it took me 2 years to develop this in my own agency, and then it's taken me 13 months now to develop it in a way that is repeatable and duplicatable. It's still, there's still quite a bit of setup and learning and everything else. There's no question, guys. And unfortunately, I can't get it yet to the point where it's going to be like you just step into an automatic, agency building program. That's not the way it is. You're still going to have to learn your industry and learn some of the tech in order to be able to manage the marketing and sales machine and all of that. But it's going to be worth it. And you don't have to learn from scratch and try to figure it all out. This is going to be more like, here's the blueprint, here's all the assets, here's how you build all this stuff, and you're going to get coaching along with that, like guided coaching. We're going to keep this very, very small groups of, I think this initial launch, we're going to cap it at 10. So there's only going to be 10 people that get admitted into the initial launch. And that's intentional. I want to keep it small so that I can coach the people through it. I don't want people just buying a goddamn course and then, two weeks into it, quitting and moving on to the next shiny object. No, this is going to be like, there's going to be accountability meetings on a weekly basis, and we're going to coach you through it. You will not be allowed to quit.
Yeah, no quitters here.
Full
So if
stop.
you plan to stop or quit, like chicken out, don't even join.
That's right.
And for those who actually want to join, you cannot join yet, but you can actually fill out our early notification or early bird
Survey.
list.
Yeah.
And I basically posted the link, which is smshort.link/DHA survey. And you can find it in the YouTube chat here. One more thing.
Sweet.
I think you got a mastermind session tomorrow. What's
We
happening
do.
there tomorrow?
I haven't even planned that out yet.
Ah,
Yeah, whatever. Because usually I'd let the questions direct what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I have pre-planned stuff, but I haven't really thought about that yet. But whatever it is, it'll be worth it, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
all
Cool.
right. What else we got? Anything else?
Yeah. Number one, make sure you like this YouTube video. So far we have no likes, so please make sure to like this episode. And also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. It basically helps us get further reach, and also it's basically a kind of reward for what we are doing here and our efforts that we put into this Hump the Hangouts episode every week.
Yeah, man.
I think that's pretty much it.
Sweet. Okay. Wrap it up then. I'm gonna jump right into questions, guys. A couple things I want to jump on. First and foremost, let me grab the screen. And by the way, yeah, guys, just so you know, in chat, there's a survey link there. If anybody's interested in learning more about the DHA program, just fill out the survey, because when we go to launch, we're going to reach out to those that filled out the survey first. They're going to get the first, well, our mastermind members will get the first crack. But then after that, then we're going to reach out to the survey respondents. And then after that, it'll go out to the greater list. So, and we're going to, like I said, it's going to be capped at 10, and it will be an interview process, because again, like, it's going to be a lot of personal coaching with me, like in a very small group setting on a weekly basis. And I want to make sure that people that are joining the program have the commitment and the resources to be able to complete the program. Again, so it's going to be through an application process. So that means you're going to have to get on an actual Zoom meeting with me. And I'm going to ask you a few questions and ask you about the current state of your business and your revenue, et cetera. And if I feel like you're a good fit and that you're somebody that will be successful with the program, you will be admitted up to 10 for the first iteration of it. So that's why I'm saying, guys, if you're interested at all, just get on that survey list, because that way you'll get the first shot at it. If we fill up the 10 slots before we can open it up to the greater public, then so be it. It is what it is. So that's why I'm saying, if you're interested at all, just get on the survey. It doesn't mean you're committing to anything. You're not obligated to anything. It just means that you're going to be in queue to get an invitation to a meeting with me. That's it. Okay. So I'd encourage you to check it out. What's up,
Cool.
guys? I see a few others in the. If I haven't said hi to you guys by name, forgive me, but I see Alex and Craig and David and Cecilia and Josh and John. Excuse me. Sleek Web Design. What's up, everybody? All right, let me grab the screen and jump into this, guys. Got a couple things. I saw a question come up earlier, or first that I want to cover just briefly. Bradley, I've seen BatchGeo Map listed in the branded asset service from Semantic Links. Can you tell me what this is for? Thanks in advance. Yeah, BatchGeo Maps are great. They're a way to kind of push geographic relevance into the Google business profile and to the website, but to the local entity, the local brand, essentially. I've been using them for probably three years now, maybe 3.5 years, something like that. It's a great source of adding additional location relevance. And because they're high authority properties, you can use them for link building as a link building target. But typically what I'll do is, and we build a few links to them too, but then we also like to embed that in the ID page. If you have an ID page, embed it into there, because then the ID page becomes a primary link building target. In fact, I have replaced in our link building process and everything else, the Google Business website with the ID page. And the BatchGeo Map, when you have one, should be embedded into the ID page, and then we build a ton of links to the BatchGeo Map. So let me just give you an example. Here's one for a tree service project for Genesis Tree Service Leesburg, and this is what it looks like. Okay, it's a map, and you'll see that this is using. Now, what sucks about this is I had this one created linking to the Google Business website instead of, and that's going away, which sucks. But typically I don't recommend linking to the Google Business website anymore. They're going away. But linking to the money site, so the self-hosted site, and then also the Google Map URL, the CID map URL. This is one of those rare instances where I say it's okay to link to the Google CID map URL. And I know that I'm going to get the question, well, why do you say not to link to the CID map URL? This is the CID map URL, guys. Let me copy the link address. And oh yeah, I did want to talk about something else. I'll bring this up in just a minute. Let me finish this thought. I wanted to show you guys about the Bradley's question bot. It's freaking fabulous. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. But anyway, the CID map URL is this one, guys. This is the company ID right here, right? The CID equals company ID. So this is a link that's important in some cases to reference or to link to, more about referencing than even linking to it. But some of the key places where I recommend linking to this specific version of the URL. This is when you go visit this URL, it just expands to it's just the Google Business Profile map URL, but you'll see that you're not going to really see it, but that CID map is going to convert when the page fully loads. It turns into that really long, ugly URL. So the CID map URL, so that's this company ID over here, right? That's what we were just looking at. That's important in a couple of places to reference it in same as schema, or excuse me, has map schema. So if you're talking about local business schema, you can add the has map attribute, and then you reference that CID map URL, which is what I prefer to do because of the company ID. So it's a machine readable company ID. So that's why I like to reference it there. The ID page, you can also have a hypertext links to it, usually with a brand anchor. And then previously, when we recommended optimizing the Google Business websites, which we shouldn't bother doing anymore, but also referencing it there because again, it's a Google property. So that's about it. Like from that, and then occasionally you can build an anchor text link to it. But why I recommend not building a lot of links, sorry, that was the wrong thing. Not building a lot of links to the CID map URL is because nobody even knows how to get these links except for SEOs. Think about it. So building a lot of links to this is not usually smart because it can raise a red flag, and to Google that you're an SEO trying to manipulate map search. So that's why I recommend being very kind of sparing with it. But this is one of those cases where I recommend using the CID map URL, which is what that was linked to there. And you'll see that each one of these links here is also down here. These are all linking to the CID map URL as well. And it's creating kind of a co-citation or an association with this other data. That's what this is doing. So essentially, this is using the brand name as the anchor text here in this case, and then down here it's a keyword, and that's linking to the CID map URL. But then it's also referencing, and it's got a link to the specific location underneath of that. So, and you see excuse me, if I don't know why that did that. Let me back this up and try that again. If we click on Leesburg, Virginia, open link, you'll see that it goes to Leesburg, Virginia. And so it's about creating co-citation, which is having links that provide relevance in close proximity to each other, if that's clear. And it also just pushes the geographic kind of signals because of it builds out these, like points of interest or whatever that are in adjacent areas, towns, etc., that are around the target location, if that's clear. And so it's just a really good high authority property that can build that we like to use to kind of help maps ranking. Again, I don't recommend linking to the Google Business website. You want to link to the CID map URL and the money site, the location landing page. That's the URL linked to from the Google Business profile. So in that map that I was just showing here, that's whatever URL is linked to from here. That's what you want to link to in the BatchGeo Map. And just an example real quick, like I'll just show you, this is one that, again, has not had really any links built to it, the Genesis Tree Service Leesburg one. It comes up on page 2 for a brand search. That's not great, but I haven't built a lot of links to this one specifically. If you could take a look at that map right here, you can see there's only been 2 links built to it. And that's, again, because what we do now is we build links to the ID page in all tier 1 links for local projects. We do an anchor text link to the money site or one of the pages on the money site, an anchor text link to the ID page, and then a Google Map embed. And so the BatchGeo Map should be embedded into the ID page, and then we build a lot of links to the ID page, which will flow through that kind of BatchGeo Map. So that's kind of what the BatchGeo Maps are. That is a product that is included in the branded assets inside Semantic Links dashboard, as well as I just recently added a new one-off product for what I call a BatchGeo Map stack, which is the BatchGeo Map, the cloud page that comes with it. There's about 100 Google Maps citations, so that's Google My Maps citations, and then there's also two niche edits, either topical niche edits or geo niche edits, or one of each, if we have the geographic blogs available that are relevant to that location. So again, those are just kind of products that are available because we've been including BatchGeo Maps as part of the branded asset service, which is a group of branded assets starting with the ID page, but also including the BatchGeo Map. And this has been one of those things that have been included in all of our services for over 2 years now. And I finally pulled that out to make that a standalone one-off to be up for people to purchase, if that's clear. So anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate what this is for, why we use it. It's pretty powerful. It's just another one of what I call a primary branded asset. So we include this in every project that I manage, either for link building clients or even for my own local SEO clients. We just include a BatchGeo Map with everything. So hopefully that's clear. It's a good question. Okay, so real quick, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. If you go to this URL at any time, you guys can ask a AI trained bot that was trained on all of my YouTube content. So all the public content, not the private stuff for like Mastermind, but like all the, we've got over 4,000 public videos on our channel now. And there's also a bunch of unlisted stuff, probably 2,000 unlisted videos as well. And so we trained Adam did an interview with he does interviews as part of like one of his other businesses that he works on. He does interviews with like SaaS creators and tech companies and things like that. And he was had an interview with a company that was developing, it was an AI startup essentially. And this was many months ago, probably 6 or 8 months ago, if not longer. And he said, well, he gave him I guess during the interview process, he said something about, do you guys have would you be able to create a bot that could answer questions if you've trained the AI with all of this content from YouTube? And it's all me, right? And they said, yeah, let's give it a try. So they created this question bot. And several months ago when we saw it, it was kind of crude and clunky, but it's way better now. And I just saw it last week for the first time, and it's freaking amazing. So like, if we just go here and click on that link, guys, and again, whenever the Hump Day Hangout, main link, whenever we're done with the webinar today, I think tomorrow it will get redirected to this URL here. The one that I just showed you is just a redirect can take you there anytime you want. smshort.link/question. What I'm getting at here is this is where the most recent replay of Hump Day Hangouts is hosted. If you want to ask a question ahead of time for me to answer live in Hump Day Hangouts, you just click the question form and post your question as normal, and then I'll read it off of this Google Sheet like I normally do. But if you want to ask a question and get a real-time answer from me in my voice, not audible speaking, although that could probably happen too, there's a little question bot down here. If you click that and you ask a question, it's going to ask a question and then answer it from training that was done through all my YouTube training. So for example, this is one that I just did an example for in our mastermind community, because somebody had asked me, Bradley, what is an ID page? Like, she's been a member of our community for like a year and a half or 2 years, and she just now asked what an ID page is, and I thought that was funny. Anyway, I'm not going to pick on you. You know who I'm talking about, and I'm not going to pick on you. But what is an ID page? And like we'll just put that in there and hit enter, and it goes out, and it literally is from all the YouTube training that I've talked about in various YouTube Hump Day Hangouts, etc. It goes out and answers what an ID page is, and there it is. So this is really cool. I asked it about a dozen questions last week, and I was really impressed because all the answers came back as I would have. Now some of this it needs to be updated, right? But just so you know, like it's a great way to get questions answered very quickly. It's very cool. I thought it was a very cool addition, and it's a way for people to get answers to questions in my voice based upon 10 years of YouTube content now. So check it out, okay? And that's at smshort.link/question. Moving on. Danny says, what are your thoughts on local service ads? I think if you can get your client to agree to go through the vetting process, it makes sense to do it. I've had a lot of trouble getting clients to go through that process, so I've never actually run them. I think, right now, I've talked about this before, but Google keeps pushing non-paid results further and further down on the page. It's ridiculous. So I feel like we, as local marketers, should also be incorporating ads into all of our campaigns because that's just the nature of search results now. So I've been doing a lot of additional testing with Google Ads. I still am not very good at search ads. I'm struggling, very, very tough to get results with search ads that are profitable. So I'm spending a ton of money on ads for various projects now, and I'm just really having a tough time getting them to be profitable. But I think it's necessary. And so when I say making ads profitable, it's because a lot of what I'm talking about is for lead gen stuff, but even for clients, it depends on the area. Just so you're aware, Danny, and I'm talking about regular search ads, not even local service ads. Those are the guaranteed search ads, I believe, or guaranteed service provider ads. And I've not done any of that, but I've got tree service campaigns that I've run in Northern Virginia that I can't get profitable no matter what I do. But then I have tree service campaigns that I've got running in Louisville, Kentucky that are profitable. And so it's like it's hit or miss. I think it depends on the location and everything else. But I feel like because non-paid results keep getting pushed further and further down on the page, it's something that is necessary for us to remain relevant and helpful. SEO is not, you know, unless you're in the Google Maps pack, like organic SEO doesn't really generate many leads, at least for most local type search queries, right? And so organic is nice to have, and I think it can be used to help secure clients and things like that for your agency if you can prove that you know how to rank things. But really, I think most local businesses are going to benefit from Google Ads and being in Maps, like ranked at the top of Maps. And that's where they're going to get most of their leads are from those two sources, right? And local service ads are above even regular ads. So I think if you can get your clients to go through that vetting process and become approved for it, it's worth considering for sure. Okay. He says, hey, Bradley, considering your approach to being able to rank one location page for multiple key terms, what is your approach to competitor backlink analysis and what target keyword would you utilize for this analysis? All of them, all of the primary keywords that are traffic generating conversion, conversion oriented type of search queries. So if you're ranking one page for all of those search queries, what I call topic or category optimization, which can absolutely be done, then what I recommend is you only need to do the link building and anchor text analysis, the backlink profile and anchor text analysis for the target URL one time. But then you do the competitor analysis for each search query because the competitor analysis is likely going to change. You will also see similar results a lot of the times for similar search queries, but you'll see different competitors ranked at different positions for different search queries. If you've got one page optimized for all those terms, category topic optimization, then you only need to do the analysis for the target URL one time. And then you do the local search query competitor backlink analysis for each of the search queries. Again, stick to the top level, high traffic conversion creating search queries, if that's clear. The ones that typically convert if you're able to rank, and just target those and then do the backlink analysis, competitor analysis for each of those search queries. And then you'll have the data. And it is going to vary by search query. So what you need to do is just analyze like all. So let's say you got five search queries that you want to optimize for, and you want to do that backlink competitor backlink analysis for. Then you'll have five separate sets of top five average anchor text ratio pie charts, all that kind of stuff, and top five average quantity backlinks, quantity and all that. As I teach in the mastermind and talked about almost every week for the last several weeks. There's training on our YouTube channel for how to do this, and there's a help or a file, Excel file, which is the Excel template that you collect all that data with and everything else. The full training's in our YouTube channel, guys. Competitive link analysis or competitive link analysis for local SEO. Just search for it on the channel. You know what I'm talking about. Heath knows what I'm talking about. So anyway, if you look at all five of those in this example here, five search queries, and you do that competitor analysis for five search queries, you're going to have five pie charts, five average anchor text ratios, five average backlink quantities, etc. But it should all be similar, so that you can look at it and then kind of decide on what you want to optimize the one page for. And what I always recommend is always erring on the side of brand anchors, and the data is typically going to tell you that. I mean, I swear to God, I've analyzed at this level well over 1,000 local search queries now across multiple industries, guys, and 90% of the time, if not more, the average anchor text ratio for every search query that we analyze is going to be primarily in the brand/URL category. So again, you just weigh all those different analyses and look at them and determine, okay, I think my page should be kind of optimized for this, if that makes sense. Again, usually top level search queries like that are going to return similar results for each, quantity of backlinks, average anchor text ratios, all of that, if that's clear. So again, once you start doing enough of this, you'll start to get a feel for it. And that's really all it is, guys. It's just like anything else. Once difficult, now easy, right? You start looking at enough of these analyses, these reports, and you'll start to be able to identify kind of trends or patterns from that data that then you can model. And it becomes easier, especially if you're in the same industry, which Heath is, I believe. This is the Heath that I think it was, or think it is. Then again, you start to identify what's working in particular industries, and then you can actually reduce your analyses. It doesn't have to be done so thoroughly, if that makes sense. So anyway, hopefully that's clear. And by the way, guys, let me pause the screen for a minute because I want to pull open. You know what? I might even still have the notes up from last week. I probably do. Give me a second. I was just trying to see if I could find notes from last week. Let's see, cancel. That's not it. No. Yeah, here it is. No shit. Still open in my notepad file from last week. If you guys remember, I was talking about this last week, but I was showing you guys two of the local site structures. This is getting back to because Heath asked the question about optimizing one page, what I call topic or category optimization, so that it can rank for every search query. And here's an example of that. Like I showed two examples last week. These are both those projects again. This is certainly a low competition area, but this can demonstrate what I'm talking about. This site here was built with topic and category. The whole structure was developed specifically for category and or topic optimization. Okay, precisely what I've been teaching about for well over a year now. So if we go visit this site, well, this is the rank report. We'll take a look at this. Here's the rank report for this site that's probably maybe 5 weeks old now, 4 or 5 weeks old. No backlinks were built to this. And you can see that out of, 83 or 96 keywords that I'm tracking, 73 of them are in the top 3. This is a low competition area. I'm not trying to say that, but what I can demonstrate with this site is how topic and category optimization works. Okay, this is a very low competition area. It's where I'm at right now, actually, Buchanan County, Virginia. And so it's a very, very rural area. It's not very competitive. I understand all that. So I'm just trying to disclaim here. But what this demonstrates, what the site structure demonstrates, is how it performs, how category and topic optimization can perform when done properly. And that's what this is showing. So for example, like if we were just come over here, and I'm actually in this area, so this is actually going to be a local search query. But if I search for keywords like tree service, let's go with Grundy, because Grundy is the primary kind of city in this area, which again, not very competitive area. But here's that site, guys. This site may be 5 weeks old with no links. Go look at it. If you don't believe me. But here's the page that I optimized for that term. Sorry, I got weird shit happening with the browser. this is that term. So this is the term, this is the page that I want to rank for all the search queries for Grundy, right? Again, this is a brand new site with no links. This is done purely on page. Okay. I did do an ID page, and I do have a citation vault pointed to an ID page. And that's it. But you can see that, okay, so there we are, I don't know, position 5 or 6 or something like that for tree service. If we look up tree care, right, Grundy, we're going to scroll down and we're going to see right there. Okay, position what? Maybe 2, 3, position 3 organic. So tree trimming, right? All of these different keywords. I've demonstrated this with the Grim Reaper Tree Services project for Newburgh or Louis. It's in Louisville, but the Newburgh search query specifically. Again, we're going to see Felling Pro right there, Grundy Tree Service, Buchanan Felling Pro, or I always want to say Buchanan. If you say that around here, they look at you like you're from outer space. It's Buchanan County Felling Pro, or Buchanan Felling Pro, excuse me. But tree trimming, guys, I could go through every one of these keywords and just demonstrate this, but I think you get the point, right? Tree removal, stump grinding, arborist, stump removal, you know, all the different types of terms that you could think of associated with that search query are ranking, right? And again, that's looking at this, look at these rankings here, guys. This is because of the structure. That is how, what happens when you optimize for categories or topics and you do internal linking the way that I've developed this site template for, which is available in our mastermind, by the way. But again, it's all about how you optimize. So going back to Heath's question, that's why this is the page that you would analyze the backlink profile and compare that to the top 5 ranked competitors for each of the local search queries that you want this page to rank for. Then you would kind of cross-reference the backlink profile and anchor text ratios of this page, which is the target, only needs to be done once. And then all the other search queries, you're going to analyze the top 5 competitors for each of those search queries. And then you just look at each one of those and determine how you want this page to kind of fall out. What seems to be a logical kind of backlink profile and anchor text ratio based upon all that analysis. Hopefully that's clear. All right. Good question, Heath. Moving on. Mark says, I used to love your over-the-shoulder streams on Twitch. Do you still stream there? No, not currently. While I'm kind of doing this RV living thing, which is only temporary while I get this property developed. Once I get that done, I'm going to move to a more permanent residence. And once I do that, I'm going to reestablish or reinitiate the Twitch streaming. That is also likely going to be what I use for office hours time for the DHA program, is that kind of same time frame. So it'll be like an hour or 90 minutes every morning that I'll be available for our program members to answer questions about, or help them with anything that they need help with. So I plan on having at least an hour a day available for our program members, the DHA program members, to be able to just get support directly from me as needed. Okay, so it'll just be like a window every single day that'll be open. It's probably going to be first thing in the morning. And for those people that, aren't early, don't wake up early like I do, then they can ask their questions, at whatever time during the day, and I will answer them first thing in the morning when I start my office hours. So that's probably when I'm going to start the Twitch stuff back up again, Mark. Hopefully that's clear, because I'll probably dual track it, do that when that'll be, it's fine. I don't care if I'm answering questions and helping people out about the DHA program in a setting like on Twitch that other people aren't even program members of, because that'll show them how we actually do things and how real agencies are run, and the real problems that agencies face. The problem I see with so many training programs, guys, is all they show you is the good. They never show you all the shit that you go through to achieve that end result that they teach you on, right? If you guys, like any kind of SEO program or anything that you guys have ever taken, there's a lot of stuff left out. Would you all agree with that, right? And that's what I like about kind of this program, that in doing the Twitch streaming stuff, is you get to see in real life, like real time, what the hell people go through, including me, which I struggle with absolutely everything in this industry. I do. And I get frustrated and I cuss a lot and all that kind of stuff, but I get through it. I work my way through it. And that's what I want people to see and experience. And so if we do that in a public setting, people see like, hey, this is real stuff. This isn't just theory that somebody's pitching to sell an info product. This is what people actually go through, and the struggles that they go through in building an agency and all the shit that goes with it, which is a lot, by the way. It never ends. But, it's fun, it's exciting, it's rewarding. When done right and the money starts rolling in, it's incredibly rewarding. All the frustration is worth it. So I will probably be doing, like I said, our office hours will most likely be Twitch streamed. And that'll allow me to use that time for productive time for my own stuff. And then when people need my support, I'll be able to provide it. Hopefully that's clear. Lewis says, should you stuff page titles with keywords or keep them simple? It depends on the type of page, Lewis. I think for top level pages, top of silo pages, top level service pages, pages with conversion goals, I think they should be kept short and succinct. Well, it depends. I mean, again, it depends on, it depends. It always does. But what I'm talking about is like top level service pages, for example, in service based businesses, which is what I work with. They should be kept short and succinct. Topic or category, typically, or service, okay, which can be a topic or category, or it can be a keyword. How I optimize this site here is actually keyword optimization for the service pages and topic or category optimization for the location pages. Hopefully you understand that. But what I recommend is for top level service pages, for example, we'll click into that one. Look at it. It's service brand. That's it. Right? The top level pages that I want to rank are location pages. How do I have it optimized? Brand and then city service or city category. In this case, it's I've got it transposed because there's no Google Business Profile with this property, so I've got it actually city service or category, which would be tree service, and then brand name. Hopefully that's clear. So all I'm trying to demonstrate here, guys, is that I keep all of my top level pages with very short, like the most shortest, broadest kind of term possible. And then for like blog posts and supporting content, absolutely, you can, and I recommend that you have a more thoroughly optimized, fleshed out SEO title, because that's what prevents cannibalization, but it can help to support the top level topic or category pages. You understand? So again, what I'm saying is top level pages, I like, again, it's a preference thing. And through my own testing, that's what I found performs really well for local. And that's what I work on is local SEO. Does that make sense? So the top level pages should be short and succinct, like keyword or topic or category, brand, and location, if you're optimizing for a particular location. That's it. But for all other, those become categories as well, those top level pages, right? So then if you need supporting content, you publish supporting content as a post, right? Or it can be a child page, but usually it's going to be a post. There's going to be targeting a keyword that falls within a search query, right? That, or whatever, a query, a keyword, product or service keyword that falls within that topic or category. So you want to place that content in that proper category, right? And then that supporting content, and then it's internal linking between the supporting content, the supporting post that is placed within that top level category. So you link up to the category page, and then vice versa. I like to link down from the top level category page or topic page down to that supporting post. And what that does is it creates that association between the supporting content and the top level topic or category page. And through the internal linking, you're telling Google what is the top level page, and that is just supporting content to help support that, flesh that topic out a bit more. Hopefully that's clear. But guys, there's more than one way to skin a cat, or how Cecilia would say it, there's more than one way to open a banana. Cecilia, that was specifically for you. Why I say that is because there's a ton of different ways that people optimize for different things. One of my link building clients, who I think is on the call right now, I'm not going to call you out by name, but he had me do an SEO audit, what I call a local SEO audit, because I'm looking at the biggest levers that we can pull to optimize and help a local project to perform better in search, both organic and in maps. So I don't go on a deep dive like on-page optimization analysis for the self-hosted site in my local SEO audits. I do top-level SEO analysis like page titles, things like that. But I don't go into I do a little bit of site structure training in those audits as well. Anyway, what I'm getting at is my audits are done a particular way, and I make my recommendations based upon my training and my methods. And then one of my link building clients who purchased an audit also had another SEO professional perform an SEO audit, and he asked me, would it be okay if I shared your audit with him, and and I'll share yours with or his with you. That way you can compare and tell me what you think and blah blah blah. And it was very interesting. And I said, yeah, absolutely, I don't mind. So you share mine with him and vice versa. And it was very interesting to get another audit from another SEO professional and compare notes. And he had a very different SEO title strategy than me. His was the very, very long SEO titles with a bunch of, keywords in compelling copy, which, by the way, I completely understand trying to optimize SEO titles to have compelling copy, right? So like advertising type copy that would compel somebody to click. I totally get that, because that can help differentiate um, your link within the search results from others, because it draws the eye to it. It's unique. It's compelling, that kind of stuff. But I found with my own testing that I perform better in local search when I keep the pages optimized the way that I described. So again, that I'm just demonstrating or explaining why that there are different ways by different SEO professionals that that can get results as well. I'm not saying my way is right and everybody else's way is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from my own testing, and the way that I prefer to do it is I prefer to keep the page titles top level pages, pages with conversion goals, etc., very short and succinct. And then I can place all the supporting content I want that's keyword optimized with longer titles placed within the appropriate categories and internal linking such that I can always signify to Google which page should be ranking for that search query, which is usually going to be the topic of the category page. Hopefully that's clear. So again, different ways, different strokes for different folks, as they say, right? So you asked me how I do it, and I give you my opinion. David says, is there any, I believe this is David from our mastermind. Uh, is there any way to get a Bradley Wiki section in Semantic Mastery published? Yes, there's a ton of information in Circle, and the bot is a nice touch, but I think a summarized, organized wiki-like page would be tremendously helpful for pointing people in the right direction for either training or selling them your services, or both. Thank you. Yeah, I agree 100%, David. That has been a known issue with our mastermind community for years, because we have so much content, and so it's kind of hard to find stuff and everything else. I totally get it. I appreciate the suggestion. Um, Eventually, when we figure out some way to do that, like that, Bradley's question bot is a pretty good step in the right direction, wherever that is over here. We can probably do something like that with mastermind content as well, which would make it a lot easier, because then you could just ask a question and it would literally answer it through mastermind content. The challenge is keeping that model updated with new train. Like, I'm not sure. I got to get with my partners, Adam, and the company that created this app here, and find out if that's an option, if that's something that we could do. That would be very valuable. I totally agree, David. If we could get something like this put in, that then I guess we could develop a wiki out of that and everything else. Just understand, David, it's nothing that I have the bandwidth for. I've got to get more training developed for the DHA program and everything else. This is not something I can work on, but maybe we can try to get some more AI help, if that makes sense, to get some of this stuff done. Appreciate the suggestion, though. David said, what's your current tech stack for local SEO, research, reporting, tracking, etc.? Well, you should know, David. And I talk about it in all the reports that I prepare and send to you, if this is the same David that I think it is. I use Bright Local for tracking. I'm not crazy about it. It's had a lot of bugs and stuff recently, but it is what it is. I use Bright Local for tracking and reporting to clients. I use SERPstat. I've got that open right here. I use SERPstat for doing audits and essentially for really just exporting page titles. I use Majestic for analyzing backlinks, and you're fully aware of that. I use On-Page AI to analyze topical relevance of backlinks and content and things like that. So I use On-Page AI a lot for link building, more than on-page optimization, seriously. So that's it. I mean, I use SEMrush I love SEMrush for their keyword magic tool when I'm researching industries that I don't know much about. So I try not to do much of that anymore. But I also like SEMrush for the local listings management, which is Yext Power Listings, because I like Yext Power Listings a lot. I really do. I think they're great. It works very, very quickly. So I use SEMrush for that. I don't like SEMrush for backlink analysis. Anybody that's ever used SEMrush for backlink analysis, it's overly sensitive. It shows you every link that's ever been built to a target URL, and it shows like so many of them are toxic, and I don't agree with that. So I don't like SEMrush for that, but I do like it for local listings and the keyword magic tool, etc. So I don't know. Hopefully that was clear. All right, I don't see other questions. So if there's any comments that need to be addressed, I'll get to those, and then we can wrap it up for the day. We got plenty of chat time left if you guys have anything you want to be chatty about. Guy Tano says DHA. Guy, you've been under a rock, man. It's the directory hybrid program. What's up, Guy, by the way? It's good to see you, buddy. Where have you been, by the way, man? You've been quiet lately. I hope everything's all right, Guy. But yeah, the directory hybrid agency, it's the program I've been working on that is a combination of, well, it's called the directory hybrid agency first because you build a directory, choose an industry, build a directory in that industry with a specific brand, which also becomes your agency brand. And then you build all of your marketing and all of your lead gen assets and everything under the brand. And now you can then approach business owners in your chosen industry to offer them marketing and lead generation services in any way, shape, or form. In other words, you can monetize the lead in any way. The hardest thing to do is initiate conversation with a business owner in whatever industry you choose. That's always the hardest because if they think it's a sales call or they think it's somebody trying to sell them something or it's a marketer or an SEO, they instantly tune you out. How many of you know that, right? How many of you can relate to that? Probably everybody that's ever tried to sell marketing services to a local business. So the directory hybrid agency program is about developing an outreach, a prospecting and marketing tool, a machine that you can use to initiate conversations in a non-salesy, non-confrontational way with the business owners in your selected industry. And then from there, once you initiate the conversation, which is always, that's the most inertia, right? Is starting that conversation. But once you start that conversation, you can steer the conversation in any which direction you want, depending on what their current needs are, where they currently are in their online exposure, their marketing, etc. And so you can offer them lead generation services, rank and rent, pay per lead, revenue share, doesn't matter how you want to monetize it, or you can offer them retainer-based services or a hybrid between the two, hence the name Directory Hybrid Agency. How many of you want to have a lead gen business, but also understand and recognize the fact that you can't get Google business profiles secured now or verified? It's very difficult to do. How many of you want to build a lead generation business and would want to build it on a bunch of Google business profiles that are spammed listings that could be pulled out from underneath of you? The Google can pull the rug out from underneath of you at any time. I don't want to build my business on a shaky foundation like that. Do you? I don't. I hate doing that kind of work, putting time, energy, and resources, money into a project that Google can take from us at any moment with no rhyme or reason. Well, if it's a spammed listing, they have the right to take it away at any time. So I don't like building those kind of assets anymore, right? I hate doing that. I hate wasting time and energy and resources on something that can be taken away from me like that. So the whole part of the DHA program is first initiating a conversation. That was the sole purpose of it originally. And then to build organic assets that you can rank because you own and control those that you can rank to use as a way to show business owners in your selected industry that you can get results in their industry, in their area. And then you can sell them or rent them or add those assets that you built organically that are ranking to their project. And that's why I said you can do a hybrid monetization model with them or arrangement with them where you are charging them for lead generation, again, rank and rent, pay per lead, or revenue share. And also then you back into doing Google Business SEO for their Google profile because that is a real verified business that can be re-verified if needed. Does that make sense? So the whole point of the DHA program was to get away from building for all of us in the SEO and lead generation industry that want to build a lead generation business, but are struggling to be able to secure and verify Google business profiles or keep them live and unsuspended, right? I'm tired of that shit. So this is a different way to build a business on a much more stable foundation where you are always promoting and building your business. How many of you guys that watch these Hump Day Hangouts have an agency who spend more time building your clients' businesses than you do building your own? Probably just about every one of you, right? So the DHA program is once again going back to always focusing on building your brand and your agency in with the intent to help your clients, but you're always building your brand, your agency. And there's the whole point of this process or program, guys, is to build an agency with the intent to sell it with an exit strategy in mind so that you can build your agency up. It might take you 2 or 3 years, but get it to a point where you're making, 50K in monthly recurring revenue per month or 100K. And then now you've got a saleable asset that is in a specific industry with proven marketing channels and fulfillment services that are duplicatable, repeatable, and scalable. And now you've got an asset that you can sell. So unless all of you want to just do SEO for the rest of your life, I think this is a great kind of retirement and exit strategy. Build an agency, get it profitable, maintain it for a couple of years, then put it on the marketplace and sell that son of a bitch. And now you've got retirement money, right? I'm at that age where I'm starting to really consider all that stuff, which is precisely why I want to shift my model away from building businesses on shaky ground, which is what happens when you're in the lead gen business and you focus on spammed GB Google business profiles. Hopefully that's clear. So, okay, I think we got that. We got a couple more minutes, so I'm going to go through these comments, guys, and we're going to wrap it up. John says, hey, have you ever used the dark web? I have not, John. John Boston, I have not. I've always been afraid to even try to access the dark web because I'd be afraid that it would flag me somehow, right? To where I'd be on some FBI watch list and all that shit. And our U.S. government is out of control anyways. I really don't trust it. I don't want to be on any of their fucking lists. so no thanks. Like, you know what I mean? I've never been on it, and that's because I might be paranoid, but I don't want to be on any of those government lists. So Brian, that's funny. Let's see, moving on. Netzer's here. Well, the party can start now, Adam. Thank you. Adam has arrived. I'm not the David Morgan. No, I know it wasn't you, David. I was talking about a David from our mastermind. You're saying it's not me asking those questions. I get it. Alex, what's up, Alex? Any success with Google Performance Max ads? No, I've not. I had planned on testing those a while back, Alex, probably 2 years ago, maybe not that long ago. Anyways, no, I've not had any testing with that. From what I understand, and I could be wrong about this, but I understand that Google Performance Max ads are better for like e-commerce businesses. That's my understanding. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I've not tested any of them. But I am doing, like I said, an SOP for display ads right now. That I'll probably add some YouTube ads training in there as well for the directory stuff. So that's going to be available. The display network training SOP should be done maybe tomorrow. So I'm going to release that into the mastermind as soon as it's done, and then I'll probably go back and add a whole nother module for YouTube ads eventually. I don't know that's probably not going to be done anytime soon, but the Google Display Network ads will be, because I'm setting up remarketing campaigns for my directory site right now. So I'm just kind of recording that process, if that's clear. For solar panel installation location pages, would you use electrician or roofer, local business type, or possibly both? Probably both. That's a great question from You Got My Money. That's a great question. I would probably use both for categories. I would look at what other successful businesses in that industry are doing as far as the primary category, and then make that the primary category, and then add the other one as an additional category for sure. Then also, when you're talking about optimizing local business schema for those location landing pages, guys, you can do an array, right? You can do an array of local business subtypes, right? So there's local business, and then there's home and construction business, which is a subtype of local business, and then there are subtypes of home and construction business. One of them being a roofer, I believe it is, or a roofing contractor or something like that. So what I'm saying is you can use those kind of an array, which is you say local business, the type, then it would be square bracket, and then it would be roofer, and then if there's one for electrician too, subtype of home and construction business schema, if that's what I mean. If that's so I forget what the subtypes are, but let's just go look at it real quick. We got a minute. It's the Merkle SEO tools that I use for that. Merkle SEO tools. We'll click into there. We'll go to the schema markup generator right here. Select local business. Then under local business type, we go to home and construction business. And then here are the subtypes, right? Electrician and roofing contractor. So when I talk about an array, you can look up how to do an array in schema, but it's a square bracket. And then you're going to put, and so it's going to say the local business and then the at type or whatever. And then you would put the square bracket, and then you would reference both electrician, comma, roofing contractor. And I believe there's quotes in there. I cannot do schema coding by hand. I have to use apps like this, guys. I literally get cross-eyed looking at this shit. I do not have the patience to do it. So just use an app like this to figure it out. But you can go just do some Google searches for how to create an array and schema with schema, and it'll show you. It's very simple to do. Okay. So hopefully that's clear. All right, moving on. It's one of the most underpriced gigs out there that help with every SEO strategy I can think of. Which one is that? Um, I'm not sure what Cecilia is talking about, but that was a while back, so it's okay. CMG Web. Hey guys, I supplied the email twice to get the GMB process checklist, but it's not coming through, not in spam either, or other accounts. What to do? CMG Web, just hit up support at semanticmastery.com. We'll send it to you. We'll have to look into that. I'll make a note, find out why. Somebody commented on that video too about process street being paid now, but we converted that checklist to a different format so that you don't have to have process street. But let me just make a note real quick. Process checklist, email deliverability. I'll check on that, guys. But just contact deliverability. Just contact support at semanticmastery.com. Submit a ticket or just send an email. It'll create a ticket. And Chris G, our support manager, will send you the link directly, and we'll look into that. Thanks for letting us know. All those high dollar tools force the rest of us to use lower tier tools, but some of the new ones are pretty robust. Keywords everywhere, keyword clusters, CPT plus, low fruits, etc. Many others. Yeah, no, I get it. Look, I mean, I run an agency, so I got to have those tools, and I've got the revenue to support it. And look, I get it. People, you say those tools are expensive, and you're right, they are. You can spend a lot of money just building your tech stack for sure. But that's why I recommend when you're starting off, the most important thing that you can do, guys, this is the best advice I can possibly give you. If you want to start off in the SEO business, is learn how to sell SEO first. No shit. Because honestly, you don't need to go out and buy all these tools and learn how to do all this SEO and spend months and months and months and if not years learning how to get good at SEO and all that kind of stuff before you ever make your first fucking dollar, because it makes it very difficult to pay for all those tools and everything else, which makes it harder for you to get better at SEO because you don't have the access to the tools and the training and all that people that are making money do, right? So it's like a chicken or the egg paradox, right? What comes first, the cart or the horse, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so what I recommend is you want to get money and learn SEO quick and be able to support the tools and the training and the services and all that kind of stuff to support your business and help you to become more profitable quicker. Learn how to sell SEO first. Don't worry about learning how to fulfill SEO. Learn how to sell it, right? Find third-party providers that can fulfill for you. Learn how to sell SEO first and get revenue coming in. And then once you have your cash flow needs met to support your business and your family, then you can start, learning how to do SEO and bringing all of that fulfillment in-house. But you can buy all the tools and all the training and all the apps that you want when you have revenue coming in to support your business. So learn how to sell. Go out and learn. There are dozens or thousands, probably, if not tens of thousands, no kidding, of people that call themselves SEOs. And maybe they're good at SEO, but to say they're SEO agency owners or business owners, etc., that are probably skilled at SEO, but don't have that are hungry, right? They're hungry. They're broke SEOs. Why? Because they're not out selling it. They're instead focusing all their attention on how to get results in search. But just being able to rank shit in Google doesn't mean you're going to make money, right? There's a whole lot more that goes into running an actual business based upon SEO than just doing SEO. So learn how to sell it first and start generating revenue. Go find some of these people that are really good at SEO but can't close a damn client because they don't have marketing and sales. They don't know marketing and sales, or they don't feel comfortable doing it, so they don't. Instead, they focus all their time on what's the next ranking tactic that's going to, and once I learn this next method that's going to help me rank stuff better, I'm going to make it. Boy, I'm going to be on easy street as soon as I learn this next SEO method. And that's a hamster wheel that never ends. It's a dog chasing its tail. It's always looking for that next SEO method, right? That's going to, once they learn that, my life's going to be easy, right? I'll have all my cash flow needs met as soon as I learn this next SEO tactic. Bullshit. Bullshit. You need to learn how to sell it. You need to learn how to manage clients. You need to marketing and sales. You got to get leads coming in your business, all that. So I'm not picking on you, CMG Web. I'm just saying, like, for real, I totally understand what you're saying. You're absolutely right. Paying for all those tools to learn how to do all that SEO and everything else is crazy expensive. But if you got the revenue coming in, it's not hard to pay for that shit. So learn how to sell the SEO first. Find third-party providers that can help you fulfill to those that you sell to, but get the revenue coming in. And then once you have your cash flow needs met, you got all the tools that you want, all the services, everything else. Then if you want to bring that shit in-house, do it. Bring it in-house, right? Then you increase your margins. You also increase the complexity of your business, but you increase your margins. So like I said, if I had to start all over again, guys, I would have focused on sales instead of SEO. And I'm absolutely fascinated with SEO. I love it. I have a passion for it. I really do. I absolutely love it. I'm a total nerd for it. But SEO doesn't make me money, right? Selling it does. And that's why, again, like I said, the best thing I ever did for my business was make a commitment to getting over my fear of sales. And I focused on it I hope you guys don't have to go for as long as I did, but I spent a year and a half with a small group of our mastermind members meeting on a weekly basis, discussing sales, reading sales books, going through sales training, and doing an accountability group where we held each other accountable and tried to apply on a weekly basis what we learned. And for a year and a half, I went through that process to get over my fear of selling. And it changed everything in my business. That alone changed everything. It wasn't the next SEO tactic that made all the difference in my revenue. What made all the difference in my revenue was being able to sell and learning how to market and sell. And that, I'm telling you guys, that is the most important thing I can tell you. I'm not telling you guys don't to learn SEO. If you're all here, it's for a reason. You like SEO, you enjoy it. Great. That's fantastic. But learning the next SEO tactics, unless you've already got a thriving agency or a thriving business, isn't going to make you a lot more money, right? It's learning how to find leads, fulfill a need, and sell them things that they need, right? Or that they desire. And then you can sell them things that they need after you sell them what they desire first. And then making money. And then from that, you can learn, you can take all the time in the world to learn SEO if you've got the money coming in to support your family and your business, right? So again, I'm very passionate about that, guys, because it changed everything for me. Was just that alone. SEO has always been good to me, but there's been a lot of struggling times throughout my career, and it certainly got a lot easier when I learned how to sell. If that makes sense, and got over that fear. And just like I mentioned earlier on this webinar, guys, once difficult, now easy. With sales, it's just like anything else. No amount of study or reading or watching videos or anything is going to prepare you for getting better at sales as good as going out and just booking more sales calls. Just do more sales calls, you'll get better at it, right? That's the only, there's no substitute for that. So do it. That's, again, back to the DHA program, guys. That's what that is all about. It's about identifying an industry and then building a marketing and learning that while you're building. The first 3 months of this program is all about selecting an industry, learning it, and building a marketing and sales machine in that specific industry. That's it. The whole first 3 months of this program is about that, so that you can generate consistent and steady volume of leads into your agency that then you can sell them in any number of ways, either through lead generation or through traditional retainer-based model or a combination of both, hence the name hybrid, right? So that you can get money coming in. And once you got your cash flow needs met, then if you want to bring all that fulfillment stuff in-house, fine. But do it after you've got revenue to support your entire operation and your family. And that's why the whole program that I'm building is specifically about that, getting you guys to make money. And then if you want to learn all the other SEO stuff, fine. We have all that in the mastermind. But get the money in first, and then you can spend your time learning, testing, and all that other kind of stuff. And your family's set, right? That's the whole goal of the program. So hopefully that's clear. And Gaetano, hopefully you understand that's what I've been developing for 13 months, and we're close to launching it. So CMG Web, by the way, I wasn't picking on you, man. That was just for everybody as well. So since G sites are going away as an attachment to a GBP, or excuse me, a GBP, why not use G sites to set up faux GBPs to rank for lead gen? Just wild musings here. Well, you can, but listen, the GBP, or excuse me, the Google site is not part of the local entity. You can force it in there, but it's not part of the local entity. Anybody can go out and build a G site on any and by the way, Google sites are still part of our process. They are a significant or primary branded tier 1 asset. It's just not part of the local entity, according to what I have now substituted with, which is the ID page. And again, for me, the ID page is the perfect substitute for a GB website, if not better, because we can do more with it. If that's clear. So just to be clear, the G sites are still an absolute critical part. If you were in our mastermind, you would know that, because I recommend building the G site for every single project as part of the, again, primary branded asset. I know I'm way over on time. Chris probably jetted. It's fine. But I also teach what I call the content mirroring method, and the G site is the last layer of that content mirroring method, which is like a Russian doll. It's a container inside a container. It's an iframe stack, and the last layer of that is a G site, a branded G site. So it's absolutely still a critical part. It's just not what I consider the third component of the local entity, the third leg of that stool, so to speak. The ID page is, in my opinion, the better substitute for that. Hopefully that's clear. Yeah, thank you, Guy. Appreciate that, man. I'm still working on it, but I am on top of the mountain close to my property. Thank you. Appreciate that. You remembered all that. David says the Bradley Wiki, the simpler the better, but it should at least have a link pointing to the primary topics you talk about. Yeah, I understand that, David. But again, we do have a search function in the community where you can search those things and it will post out. I get what you're saying, David. I appreciate it, man. That's been a known issue for us for a long time. I guess it sucks when you have too much content, right? Rick Dugmore, me. What's up, Rick? Remember my question. What's an actual GMB ID page? There's not a GMB ID page. It's an ID page, and there's training on our YouTube channel. I'm not going to go into that right now. You can go to our YouTube channel, just search. Again, you can go to Bradley's question bot and ask what is an ID page, or just go to our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/semantic mastery and search our channel. What is an ID page? And you'll see you'll see training on it. I've answered that very thoroughly. Had BH access to Ahrefs a while back. Black Hat. Okay, nice tool for sure, but they're screwing all their legacy customers. Yeah, screw that. I don't care about Ahrefs. I really don't. As far as backlink analysis, Ahrefs got a ton of really useful tools, guys. Don't get me wrong. I just don't use them for backlink analysis. I use Majestic for that. A CMG. Oh, correct, Bradley. You can pick on me. Everyone else does. I understand, man. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna let you all go. Appreciate you guys. We do have a mastermind webinar tomorrow, so those of you in the mastermind, I will see you there. Otherwise.